Only we can fly. Fernlands, Sauvignon Blanc. Cheers. Checking in here, 12.5, episode 12.5, because, screw top here. All right, here we go. Checking in from Williamsville, New York, my father's wine room. This is Ashland's bottle, which we'll continue a little later. I don't have my usual Jaeger, so I figured I would just cheers once again to Zach Schifferle and Gabby, who are getting married tomorrow. Good friends. They've been dating for 10 years. I salute you guys. Cheers. So, Tony, yeah, I got clothes on for this one. My power was out, or our power was out in our apartment, and I was using my phone's hotspot for IANO on episode 12, which was now 6 hours ago. Phone died, my fault. I got caught up in the moment. But we're going to continue on here with May 2013, Limp Bizkit, man. Limp Bizkit came and scorched up the town ballroom, downtown Buffalo, New York. Hung out with them after the show, but this was the ticket right here. Had my little wristband. Limp Bizkit. Drink bracelet. But where I had to stop because it turned off, I was just talking about this. This is something that Wes Borland hasn't done since, I understand. This is a Remo drumhead. I'm not going to get into it, but this is one of my most prized possessions right here. So after I picked this up at the merch booth, and they told me because I was the one that got this, I get to hang out with Limp Bizkit after the show. I went back to CJ Ulrich, a buddy of mine I've known since 1993. And we haven't gone to too many shows together. We've hit Third Eye Blind. We've hit Blink-182 at Darien Lake. We saw Godsmack in 2007 at the Shays Performing Arts Center. But this is the last concert that we attended. It's 2013 Limp Bizkit, man, playing at the town ballroom. So I met him. All I had to do was look for the blue polo shirt that he was wearing. And front of the stage center, and there was an opener. There's an opener, a guy who would set kind of beats and kind of scratching out of his mouth and kind of like sing and rap and stuff with his guitar. It was really cool to see that. But when he left the stage, and again, this is one of the all-time coolest shows I've ever had, ever. Wow. Limp Bizkit's a band, again, that could make 60,000 plus overseas jump up and down, up and down. They don't tour the States anymore. They haven't really toured the States since, the MTV days and TRL. But they had a little East Coast tour playing to just little venues, including Town Ballroom, downtown Buffalo. It fits about 1,500 people. And they're about to come up on stage. And what happens was, little stage, they had these pieces of chains that were hanging down from the stage, from the top of the stage. And it was probably, if I was to stand there, it was probably like this. So during the show, they would like hit them for effect or like hit them with their head and kind of play around. But you'd be watching a band and there's chains hanging down. It's just the way that it was with nu metal and the chunk and the heaviness. It really kind of fit it and it really worked. But surprised to see that they played a lot of shit off their first record, $3 bills, y'all. And Schiff is joining. Congratulations, Schiff. So they opened up with Counterfeit. They played Sour, which is my favorite song off the first record. They played Leech. They played Pollution. So right off the bat, it's an early Limp Bizkit set, and I'm really, honestly, I'm familiar the most with these two records. These two records is like why I keep my sideburns long. That's why I have a hat on. There's the hat right now. These two records, 1999, Significant Other, in 2000, Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water. And thanks to the last episode, you found out what Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water means. Not going to get into that again. That was a good question, Ryan. But, mid-set, they played I'm Broke, which I definitely related to, especially in California. And one of my all-time favorite songs. I think we have someone here that is grabbing something. Thanks for that. You got everything? Only Chucky's allowed in here, right? All right. I'm Broke. I'm Broke is a song they played mid-set, and it's a song they don't play too often. It's off of this record, Significant Other. One of my all-time favorite videos from Limp Bizkit Live is when they played. It was someplace in the Bahamas or Jamaica back in MTV, in the MTV days. Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit and Korn and all those guys. I didn't get into Korn until later, but it was TRL, and I was really into getting into Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and POD and Saliva and that kind of stuff. But they had this backyard barbecue thing where they had Limp Bizkit for this album's release party play a few songs from that album in some beach, and they blew up a boat. Literally, they blew up this boat that was out at sea, and they played a little show there. There's Carson Daly on the side of the stage with his sideburns and his baggy cargo pants and his goatee and his, shell necklace, and he's just going like this, and he's just like, oh yeah, this album comes out on my birthday, and just good times. I just remember after getting home from school and watching TRL 4:30 before mom and dad would serve, one of our favorite dinners that was happening every day. So, bunk beds would be here. I'd be watching in my bedroom. Ryan and I had just really good times. I'm Broke, good song. Other songs that I really liked that they played Take a Look Around off of Hot Dog Flavored Water record. It was on the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack. And during the show, Sam Rivers, the bassist, he was wiping the sweat and bullshit off his face, and he's tossing this. I got some white stuff in here, so I'll just put it down like so. And they also played, let's see, My Way. My Way is a song that one of my all-time favorite songs is off of, again, this record. When I was first getting into metal at age 12, or heavy music, if you will. It's the imagery of the My Way music video that I really turned on to. And I'm taking a look at comments here. Don't want to get too far behind. So My Way, they played, and one of my all-time personal favorite concert moments that I've had ever was, I know all the lyrics. So Fred Durst, just a small stage, like a trapezoid kind of rail, and we're right there in the middle. And this is during that part of My Way where he's like, walk around on me. So during the video, the music video, he does this, to walk around, about people walking around on him and stuff. So I saw him as a walk around on me, and we connected eyes, and he just held the mic, and he looked at me, he's walking closer, just one more thing. And he's just singing, be on my own again, free again. Yeah. And he looked right at me, and he's just rocking out. He's looking at me. It was just fucking coolest, man. And I'll continue more about My Way when I get to talk about, in a few short minutes, about when I met the band after the set. But thinking about the set some more, let's see. They did not play Hot Dog, which is one of my favorite tracks. Rollin', they got the Rollin'. I think I talked about that with The Undertaker and stuff. Cool set. The set list had, I got it minimized here. Let's see. Want to do this justice, right? Yeah, they played Gold Cobra off the latest record. Break Stuff they ended with. Didn't get any Nookie, which is all right. Living It Up, Bring It Back. Show Me What You Got. They played a little covers medley. So Show ends. Show ends and everyone leaves. And here's me, here's CJ, here's a few others. We get escorted to the front lobby area of Town Ballroom. Cheers, Sif. And we're waiting. They have us lined up along the side wall there. Probably about 15, 20 minutes later, in comes his representative from the stage area. And she's got this cart. It's got a cooler on top of the cart. It's filled with ice. I mean, like a big-ass vat cooler. And I'm like, holy crap, they're going to be serving us beers. And not only beers, but PBR beers. And the band was formed in Jacksonville, Florida. I went to school in nearby St. Augustine, St. Johns County. And PBRs were definitely drank down there. And it was just kind of a trip to see PBRs with Jacksonville band, which is now largely LA-based. And in comes the band. And the way they did the meet and greet is the way that bands should do meet and greets, because, you know, you spend all this money, you want to meet and you want to greet. You don't want to, you know, go up to a table of your heroes and just have something signed. Okay, thank you, hi, bye, you know, hi, bye, and just pass along. Literally, I've done it with Opeth, Limp Bizkit, Metallica, who else? Mastodon, where you just kind of roam around and you hang out. And you go from person to person. Everyone kind of flocked towards Fred Durst, but when all the band were there, I just remember Fred looking at us, and we're looking at him, and he's just like this. You just help yourself. And everyone just hung out and grabbed a beer, and including myself and CJ. CJ had to bounce probably about 15 minutes into this thing to get back to his girlfriend, now wife, Danielle. Love you, Danielle. And but before CJ left, we had our moment with the band, and I was hanging out with them for like an hour and a half. It was so sick. Just to start, Limp Bizkit, the band that performed there at the Town Ballroom and was on tour with them, was the original band minus DJ Lethal. DJ Franco had taken his spot, so you know he had everyone there. So to start with DJ Franco, darker skinned fella, braids or something. He was smoking an e-cig, and this is 2013, so I think those kind of things were just not even popular yet. But I had no idea what he was smoking. It was like this black stick, and it lit up blue when he inhaled. And I thought that was kind of funny. But I walked up to him and fucking love the comments. Thanks, guys. And I walked up to DJ Franco and introduced myself, and I remember just letting him know, awesome show, dude. It was great. I remember telling him during my generation that when Fred Durst in that part of the song where he's supposed to go, DJ Lethal, bring it on! He went, you know, DJ Franco, bring it on! And there's DJ Franco. And by the way, My Generation, one of my all-time favorite songs. I quoted it right at the top of this episode. My Generation, there's a reason why I have permanent kind of neck damage back here. There's that year of 2012 and 13 where I hit up a lot of really like intimate shows and it got the best out of me. Totally worth it. But during My Generation, when that riff kicked in, I just remember CJ in his sweaty blue polo shirt right here, and he's all poofed up, you know, lips and everything. And I just remember headbanging the shit out of that show. It was just amazing. So I asked DJ Franco, hey, any word about Lethal? Is he going to be coming back in the band? And it just sounded like, oh, no, we don't know what's going on, you know, just enjoying the time here. So cool. Now DJ Lethal is back in the fold. Got the original band back, which is nice. This is a band I saw in Australia, in Sydney. Saw them in LA, in Toronto, but Buffalo, really something special about this show, excluding DJ Lethal being there. I'll continue on here. So Sam Rivers, bassist. He's the one that scored with the towel right here. When he played, he had his guitar and he had these fret like markers, and they're all lit up with like green lights coming out. So when it was like really dark out and when all the lights would go off in between songs, he, would be just chilling, having a water, and just the lights are coming off the fretboard. It's just something I've never seen before, and it was just awesome. Just taking a look at some questions here. Yeah, Full Nelson. Schiff, it's funny. I was listening to Full Nelson on the car ride here, thinking about you, blasting it down the 33, and that outro beat, what's it go? How's it go? Bring it on, Lethal! Come on! And then the boom, boom, dude, that's the Schiff walk beat. Next time we see each other, we'll have to play that. So Sam Rivers, he had back surgery recently, so he's back in the band though. He recovered good. I think he's married to a porn star. I don't know her name, Tony. Sam Rivers, he just looked so mean and just pissed. And I just remember that face on MTV back in the day, just set in that groove with John Otto. And I remember mentioning, one of my all-time favorite songs is Hot Dog to him. He's like, yeah, too bad we didn't play it today. So I had him sign the ticket, like I mentioned. So Sam Rivers signed that as well. Moved on to John Otto. John Otto is the drummer. John Otto, he has checked into the Hotel Bel Air. I remember seeing him on the check-in sheet one day, and I kept a lookout for him here in the host stand there, and I didn't see him. But some of my buddies up front in the bell desk, I asked him how he was, and I heard he was just a really chill dude. But that was in 2015 or 16. This was now 2013 at the show where I'm seeing John Otto after the show. And I just started drumming, and I had told him, I'm a fellow drummer, and we got talking about drums. And here's a fun fact here. John Otto is the drummer of Limp Bizkit is classically trained in drums. He could read sheet music. He knows music theory. He sounded way more intelligent about drums than I thought he was going to be for just the drummer in Limp Bizkit. Yeah, but he's really educated in that department, which is a nice little kind of surprise. Kayla Page. There you go, Tony. So Kayla Page is married to Sam Rivers. There you go. Anywho, John Otto, that was really awesome to meet him. He signed the ticket. Shorter fella. A lot of tattoos, beard. And then next up after John Otto and DJ Franco, and Sam Rivers, I cruised over to Wes Borland. Again, Wes Borland, drummer, no longer lives in Jacksonville nor LA. He lives in Detroit, Michigan, I believe. One of my all-time favorite guitarists. I mean, holy shit, what's not to say about Wes Borland? He has a new costume every gig or every tour, it seems like. He just looks like he's from outer space up there. He's also a guy, too, that during the set, there was a covers medley. So they played 4 covers kind of jammed into one song. They jammed Slayer, South of Heaven, Metallica, Master of Puppets. They jammed also Nirvana, All Apologies, which Kurt Cobain, there's a tattoo of him on Fred Durst's arm, which was something that we talked about. But with Wes Borland, I had a little connection with him. I didn't tear up or anything, but I was just really touched by that My Way music video, because Mudvayne had a video called Dig, and everyone had the face paint on and just this craziness. But at age 12, seeing this type of music actually in a visual form in a music video, it really gave me a new dynamic, a new intro about this world, and an intrigue and mystique, and it's something I wanted to learn more about, and it was scary, and it was just all that. So Wes Borland was painted up in this My Way music video, and that's something that really, I let him know how much that really had an impact on me, and he nodded and he appreciated it very much. And also, I was like, dude, I suck at catching guitar picks. He threw me a few. I missed them. Do you have any extra guitar picks? And at the time, he was wearing like this strap. And this is Wes Borland right here. He was wearing a strap, a fucking purse back here. So he went like this, and he brought his purse around, unzipped the purse after asking for a guitar pick. And he opens up his little purse, and he takes this out. He took this out of his purse and gave it to me. Purple pick. I know last week I discussed about Dan Dunnigan's purple Down with the Sickness pick. I hold this pick even higher. He gave me a pick, and I asked him, what's the significance of this pick? And he told me that he warmed up with this before they hit the stage. Yeah, man. Awesome stuff. One of my most valuable picks right here. Killer. We got a picture. I got a picture with Wes. He signed this. The whole band, actually, I asked the band to sign this, and I had, I made it out to Kevin there, and he had already signed it, but, dated and shit. So cool. So seeing the appreciation for me buying his art and appreciating that, awesome connection. I would later see Limp Bizkit at the Forum, at the LA Forum, and I was wearing this exact shirt when they were playing with Korn, Suicidal Tendencies, House of Pain, Jump Around with Everlast, and POD, yeah, and Korn. Yeah, it was just awesome. But when he saw this shirt, he recognized my face. Like I said, I suck at catching guitar picks, but he looked right at me after a song, and he flicked a guitar pick like this. He just went, and it perfectly went up and right in the breadbasket. And even given the breadbasket, I'm not catching that shit. So I could catch drumsticks very well. Guitar picks, no, I'm just not a guitarist. I could jam a little bit, but that's it. Okay, yeah, Luke, it was a satchel, not a purse. And my dad's asking, how did Limp Bizkit get their name? Schiff, do you know that answer? Limp Bizkit. Well, it's quite sexual, Limp Bizkit. Post-sex. I'm just going to go back to Lars Ulrich quote that I quoted last, at noon. Life is a limp dick with the occasional blowjob. Limp Bizkit. I'll get back to you, Dad, on that. So I went on to meet Fred Durst. Now, Fred Durst, extremely big ego personality back in the 90s and early 2000s. What's not to say about Mr. Fred Durst? He's a amazing performer. He's a way to connect to the fans, all fans. And when it was my time to meet him, I showed him this. He signed it. And when you're having bands sign stuff in general, when you're having your heroes sign stuff, that's the time where you start to talk to them. You don't just kind of want to wait for them to sign it. And, you get a conversation going when they're signing whatever you're having them sign. And one of the things that I brought up was Woodstock 99. And if you go search Woodstock 99 Limp Bizkit, you'll see that there was so much hell that was raised in that crowd. Woodstock 99 had bands from Metallica and Rage Against the Machine to Creed to Kid Rock to Bush. Who else? There's so many bands there. I think Jane's Addiction too. But, the fans back there, as far as the eye could see, they were just like taking shit down, sound booths, monitors, and tables and stuff. It was basically like a riot. And I asked them about, how did it look from the stage in Rome, New York, home of Mark McGauley, in Rome, New York there in 1999. And I remember him letting me know how crazy it was. And just to talk Woodstock 99 with Fred Durst was really sweet. CJ was right there. He got a few words in too. And one of the questions, when I met James Hetfield, I didn't want to have any questions in my mind. I just wanted to let him know what I thought about him, whatever rolled out did. And with Fred, it was Woodstock 99, and it was also the tour that actually introduced me to Metallica. It was the summer of 2003 when I was 15. Metallica headlined Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, Mudvayne, and Deftones. And I asked him how it was. I mean, Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit actually brought me to that show. That's the reason why I went to that show, and that's the reason why you're right here right now. I asked no one, Metallica, and so was history. So I asked him how it was to tour with Metallica and if there was anything that kind of stood out to him about that experience. And he said that when it was time to go to bed on that stadium tour, he would get a knock on his door occasionally from Lars Ulrich, the drummer of Metallica, who would want to go off to some, strip club or the hotel bar or whatever. And there were a lot of times where they didn't get any sleep at all. They were just party. And just the fact, Fred Durst and Lars Ulrich, just the image of them partying back in '03, grown-ass men was funny. I don't remember the in particulars, but I do remember he mentioned that, and that always stuck. But Fred Durst, one of my favorite performers, great writer. I connect with his lyrics a lot. We just, he signed this. He signed it to Kevin, right at the top there, to Kevin, and just a really chill guy. I had this image in my head that I thought he was going to be like this big, extravagant kind of person, but he was really subdued and cool. So, Limp Bizkit, man, that was it. And there's one thing about Fred Durst too. I totally forgot to mention. The one question that I wanted to ask him was, I asked him to record a message. I asked him to record a message for my twin brother Ryan. And Ryan, he couldn't make the show because he had girlfriend time with Daria at the time. That's his girlfriend. She was living up in Canada. So I razzed him, the day after about that. And when I'm with Fred Durst and the creator and the artist that he is, I asked him to. I had my voice memo right out. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna ask you to record something, if you will, please. My twin brother Ryan couldn't make it. He was hanging out with his girlfriend Daria. So if you could just, spill it and tell him something that I could send to him right now, that'd be awesome. He's like, sure, dude. He didn't blink. He was listening to his instructions. And I'm like, all right. So boom, I hit record. And there you go, Mike Lane. I hit record, and he said verbatim in his St. Johns County, Florida accent that I was very well aware of after spending 4 years of college down there. He said, Ryan, you fucked up not coming here today. Actually, I'll start this over again. Ryan and Daria, you fucked up and not coming here today. And I don't know. Why don't you lick your own balls if you have to? And that was it. Fred Durst telling Ryan to lick his own balls. I hit send, and I got to dig that up somewhere. It was hilarious. But got back to my car with my drum head, with my pick, with my stuff. And like I usually do after concerts when I'm there by myself, I put it in the passenger seat. I'm in line to, get out of the parking lot, or I'm at a red light. And I just kind of look over to my passenger seat, and I got all these lifetime fucking memories, man. And this is definitely just a special night for me. I'll have forever. That very next day, Alice in Chains were playing Pittsburgh. Ryan and Steve Wood and Schiff were there, and I actually went out and surprised them. What a special show that was. That was kind of the show where I announced to, three of my best friends there that I was moving out to California. And we got Rotten Apple at that show. I've seen Alice in Chains over 10 times. 1993's Jar of Flies is my favorite record. Ashland knows about this record, but they played a song called Rotten Apple. And it was so special. I get the chills thinking about it. Not going to get into that show at a later date. I will. But just staying on the theme of moving to California, Limp Bizkit, here we were at 2013. First time seeing them since 2003. Come August, I saw Linkin Park. Linkin Park welcomed me to my new chapter in my life. Linkin Park I last saw in 2003. And here we were 2013. A few months later, the Sunset Strip Music Festival. I'm going to get all into it. R.I.P. Chester Bennington. His pass away date's coming up here soon, so I have to celebrate that in style. Not really celebrate it, but honor it, right? So I had a moment or two with Chester. I want to fill you in about that later next week. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay hungry, and stay heavy, man. Thanks for tuning in, and sorry about that bullshit and that cutting off at noon. So cheers, guys. Schiff and Gab, I salute you. Congratulations. Cheers. Chucky, say bye.